Welcome back to our road trip along France's northern coast. This episode is all about Normandy. We dive into its vibrant capital, Rouen, famous for Joan of Arc and its medieval charm. From there, we follow the dramatic cliffs of Etretat to the surreal island monastery of Mont Saint-Michel, the second most visited place in France. In the previous video, we already traveled through Hauts-de-France. We are challenging ourselves and our camper van to drive the whole northern coast of France up to the Cap de la Chèvre on a single gas tank, to avoid getting sidetracked and caught in terrible weather.
It's so cold and so rainy!
Cap de la Chèvre literally means Cape of the Goat, but we lovingly call it Cape of the Billy, thanks to our obsession with the French goat cheese. So come along with us for our first taste of Normandy's charm. The city of Rouen, a place full of history and picturesque alleyways, where you can almost feel time slowed down.
And boom, just like that, we arrived in Rouen. We strolled around the city already a little bit, but the first thing we tried to hit here is the Place du Vieux Marché, the place where Jeanne d'Arc was burned on a stake. Now after that, she was declared a saint, right? We know that. And they built actually a church here. And this church, I have to say, and the whole place here is fantastic. I'm gonna show you a little bit of this church because it looks crazy. I wouldn't even know if it's a building or something else. Some people call it like a Viking ship upside down and stuff like that. But the cool part is there's actually more inside here. Let's take a look at the market. Yes, there's a fully fledged market, pretty much connected to the church. There's a huge bell, even like very close to the connection, so it's very obviously connected. I don't know. I mean, it's a technicality. Anyway, we're not here for the market, because when you exit the market and go to the other side of the place, there's always restaurants, probably all touristic, so we're not gonna hit them. But there's actually like half wooden houses along the street that look very, very cool. But also, you have to really kind of like enjoy and experience the church, which is in the middle of the square. And this thing, like I said, it's massive, interconnected, but also modernist. So like looks different for all the different angles. So you have to really kind of like experience and walk around. Really, really cool. And this place is also actually so compact. You have so many pathways, a garden, and the different angles of this church. It's very, very cool. But what makes it really European, there's actually a second church right next to the first one. Well, actually, it's just the ruins, but it just gives a European feel of old and new just standing next to each other. Yeah, it's a really, really cool spot. I didn't expect that, and we haven't been even inside yet.
Right, let's just do that and head inside. Next, we're heading to Rouen's Great Clock, just a stone's throw away and almost visible from the Place du Vieux Marché. The Gros Horloge is a massive astronomical clock dating back to the 14th century. The clock's mechanism was first installed in a Gothic belfry, and later a Renaissance arch was added to frame the golden dial. Beneath it, the gilded decorations and sheer scale make the centuries of history tangible. The clock isn't just about telling the hour, it also shows the days of the week and the lunar phases, which makes you appreciate how advanced and clever this creation was for its time. We decide to climb the belfry for a new perspective on the city of Rouen. Apparently the construction wasn't that straightforward. The first person on the job lacked the necessary expertise and the city had to bring somebody else to finish it. So let's hope the thing is stable and the stairs don't crumble under my feet.
Okay, we set our sights on the next target, the Cathedral Notre-Dame de Rouen. And actually, I'm just gonna continue filming because we are already here. Rouen is so compact, it's so crazy. You just basically walk like 50 meters or something and you're next to a beautiful, beautiful cathedral. Oh my god, it's so detailed. I have to put on my glasses. One cool fact about this cathedral is actually upon its completion in 1876, it was the tallest building in the world for a whopping 4 years until it was eclipsed by the dome in Cologne. But yeah, what's really amazing when you come to this place is like oh my god, this is one of the more detailed facades I've seen on a church. Oh my god, there's so many cool figurines and little tiny details here and there. Yeah, it looks magnificent. Okay, it's time to get inside. Let's go.
Hey everybody, good morning. We are back on the road again to the cliffs of Etretat. It's another set of beautiful cliffs, and apparently Monet painted them multiple times during different weather conditions and during different lighting. We actually want to hit these cliffs during high tide because these cliffs have a set of 3 arches and we kind of like want to see this contrast of arches coming out of the water. But first we need to get there. It's 90 kilometers, which is surprisingly roughly 90 minutes with our van. Alrighty, we arrived here. This is actually not the cliffs, as you can see again. If we are not sure we will be able to park there. The situation with the parking spots in France is very, very specific. There's a lot of these kind of like height restriction, like physical height restrictions there. So we're not gonna risk it, just stay here. We're gonna prep some food because it's still pretty early, and then have some lunch, and after lunch we're gonna head to the cliffs. See you then. We just had our lunch and it was raining outside, so we decided to quickly take a shower. But after this respite, we are ready to head to Etretat. The bus ride takes just 10 minutes, followed by another 10 minutes of walking to reach the beach. Look at that! Isn't that cool? Isn't this a cool beach? And other side, another set of cliffs. Oh, this looks fantastic. We are decisive people, so with a coin flip, we go right first, hiking up to see what's on top and secretly hoping for an amazing view. Instead, we find a random church. Oh Europe, sometimes you are so predictable. In any case, the coastline here is called the Alabaster Coast because of its chalky cliffs. It's most famous for its 3 natural arches. Just a bit down the road, the beauty finally reveals itself. We continue a little hike along a path, with no clue what we'll find. Maybe a beach, maybe a small alcove, maybe more beautiful views. Nope, it's a narrow, somewhat stinky tunnel about 30 meters long, growing darker as we move through it. Some tunnels here are only accessible at low tide, so you need to be careful. After taking in a few more sights, we head back to the main beach.
So we are back at the beach level and we are going head to the next set of cliffs on the other side of this main beach. But first, we're feeling a little bit hungry. So we're gonna go and taste the local croissants. Bonne journée. This is a well-earned rest. And as per tradition, we're buying a croissant at the place where we are. Oh, this one is burned again, actually. Check this out. This seems to be a local specialty because we actually had one already today at the place where we're staying with the camper, and it was also way darker than expected. So, but anyway, enough babbling. Let's dig in. Okay. Yeah, this really seems to be a local specialty. Super, super crunchy the outside. Inside though, not so flaky to be honest.
But the cliffs aren't done calling us yet. We return to the beach and this time head left. After a couple of stairs, another gorgeous view opens up. From the viewpoints, the sunlight makes the cliffs glitter in a mesmerizing way, especially the Portaval and the Needle. All of this makes the climb completely worth it.
Oh, this is going to be it for the hike. The views have been breathtaking and the landscape here is super varied, so hilly, so cool. I like hilly landscapes, but sadly there's just one path basically going through it, so it's very, very linear. Normally we like the stuff to be a little bit more exploratory, let's put it like that. Anyway, we are done for today and we're super hungry, so we're gonna head down to the town. Just gonna grab something in the town, hopefully it's gonna be good. But this is going to be it for today. I'm gonna see you tomorrow.
Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Oh. This is getting out of hand. It's so cold and so rainy.
Good morning everybody, it is cold and rainy. The weather is terrible for the next week or so. We need to really finish up this journey so that we can head way more down south. Today we are going to Honfleur. It's supposed to be a beautiful fishing village. Many different painters painted it in different lights. I guess this is like the French painter thing. Painted the different lights during different seasons. Anyway, we're heading there right now. It's just half an hour. Let's go.
Oh my god! 690? What the hell?
After paying what feels like way too much to cross a small bridge, we finally roll into Honfleur, a fishing village on the Seine that somehow feels both lively and laid back. The harbor hits first, pastel houses leaning towards water, boats gently bobbing, cafes buzzing on the quay. Monet painted the scene over and over, trying to catch every kind of light. And once he arrived, a bunch of impressionists followed like moths to a flame. A big reason for that, Honfleur was home to Eugène Bourdon, Monet's early mentor, who pushed him to paint outdoors and capture the ever-changing skies. A short stroll away sits Saint-Catherine's Church. But trust me, this isn't your average Gothic relic. Built in the late 15th century by local shipwrights, it's made entirely of wood and shaped like two upside-down ships' hulls. They used old-school wooden construction, no saws, just axe skills passed down from the Vikings. And yes, the bell tower is deliberately built off to the side. Lightning loved hitting it, and they didn't want the whole church going up in flames. All the while, Honfleur's art-infused charm plays out in its narrow streets. Twist a corner and boom, another secret gallery, another poetic country art, another splash of color. It makes total sense why artists got hooked. No techie souvenir shops here, just pure, undiluted inspiration.
And we're done, and actually it started to rain again. Just finished our meal and can go back to the car and then drive the 2-hour 30 to our next destination.
Since we're racing the weather, we want to drive all the way to our last stop in Normandy today, Mont Saint-Michel. And in the middle of the road, after 550 km in total, we drop to 50% of gas. This is probably okay. Right now, it doesn't really matter because it's already 6 p.m. and securing a parking spot for the night is the real priority. The first farm we arrive at has a beautiful view on Mont Saint-Michel, but a huge red shield tells us we're full. But it's okay, we're prepared. We rush to another farm nearby, and horror of horrors, there's another sign saying it's full. The owner is closing up and leaving the shop, but after a short conversation, we're actually lucky. The sign is from yesterday, so we're all set for the night.
So it is not full, it was full yesterday. But yeah, we got lucky on the second try. Whew. This looks a little bit less idyllic, a little bit more cramped, but it's for free. And so far, we have actually spent not a single euro on accommodation, so the streak continues.
On the next morning, with our bikes out and our target locked in, we hit the road towards Mont Saint-Michel. We reach the village border in just a few minutes. A little further down, there it is. And wow, we pause just to take it in. The island rises like a crown over the tidal flats. The island itself is about 1 kilometer offshore, but a convenient bridge connects it to the mainland. During high tide, this bridge can almost vanish beneath the water, making Mont Saint-Michel look like it's floating. The plan? Return later during peak high tide, hoping to catch the island fully surrounded by water and reflected in the bay. But for now, it's a few hours away, so we dive into the town. And man, it's crowded. Mont Saint-Michel attracts around 3 million visitors a year, and it feels like everybody showed up today. We stroll through a village and, what should I say, it's almost comical to call it a village. It's tiny. One main street, a few lanes up the ramparts, and then the abbey. That's it. But man, it's full. Every single house has a function. Mostly selling you something. Would you like a katana sword with your cup of ice cream, monsieur? The alleys in the main street have some serious charm. But don't lie if I said it doesn't get buried by the masses. You really have to stand still for a while, soak in the impressions of the buildings, and tune out the hectic energy to enjoy it. We decide to flee the busy streets and head up the ramparts. And while still crowded, at least the view lets the eye wander and the mind rest a bit. The ramparts are massive, and so is the whole wall. With natural defenses of quicksand and mud flats during low tide, and quickly rising water during high tide, these walls meant Mont Saint-Michel never fell to an opposing force. Impressive. But also, why did this monastery need such crazy walls? Tell me in the comments. Is this how you engage the audience? I'm still learning. Anyway, we have just to turn a few more corners and then we'll be at the entrance of the abbey. We start out at the top of the main church, and apparently it's moon season today. Also, just in case you had no idea like me, an abbey is a monastery, not just a church. Basically a place where monks lived, with all the buildings and rooms they needed. Anyway, carrying on. The church is small, but you have to remember, we are on a mountain here. Somebody had to carry up all those stones. Certainly makes it more impressive. And it probably has one of the best terraces of any church in the world. Take a look at that. Wow. Wow. That's a great spot for a wedding. Well, you can't get married here, since the abbey is a national monument. But have you ever seen a mechanical horse in front of a church? Well, now you have. The view today is horrible though. Bad weather is catching up with us. We need to head south ASAP. But first, let's at least get inside to escape this misery. The abbey complex is full of cool rooms with fancy ceilings, a cloister with a tiny green patch, and endless hallways. You wonder and wonder what their function was. Dining hall, storage, kitchens, it's all here. Probably. But what really struck me is how patchwork some of the corners and buildings are. It feels like somebody dropped a bunch of 3D models in here but forgot to enliven them properly. Instantly reminds me of some video games that do the same. But now I know those are all apparently historically accurate. It's high tide time, and we head out to a spot where we hope to see the island surrounded by water. Sadly, there's still sand everywhere. The bay has been silting because of the old causeway and land reclamation. Today, you have to be lucky or smart to see the rock fully surrounded by water. Come in spring, bring a full moon, and do 100 sit-ups to summon some of the highest tides in Europe. Up to 14 meters difference. Then you'll get the fairy tale view, or just be clever with the perspective. We're kinda bummed, but still impressed. And honestly, it's mind-boggling. This rock that looks like a Disney castle, standing there magnificent and proud, defying nature and man for centuries. As for the magical picture, I'll always remember the first time we set our sights on it, hovering alone over the cornfields as we approached it in the evening. Hey everybody, we are back at our car and are actually almost ready to continue our journey. But first, since we're staying at the farm, we have to purchase something as a gratitude. Yeah.
No nuts.
Yeah, no nuts. Good deal.
Honey? Cookies? Salad?
Cookies. And this actually concludes our video. If you want to check out how the goods that we picked up right now taste, you'll have to see the next one. Because we've finished with Normandy. We added roughly another 470 kilometers to our trip and used roughly 60%
of our fuel. So in Brittany, we really need to make sure that we hit the spots and kind of like get to the finish line. Anyway, if you liked the video, give us a thumbs up, and if you want to get notified when the next one releases, subscribe and hit the notification bell. I hope you enjoyed journeying with us, and I'll see you hopefully in the next one.